Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Freshest Sounds Podcast with me, your host Ross. And today is a special episode. We're going to interview an artist. So, please can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, man. People know me as Tiny Sheff.
So, can you tell us about your childhood? Like, what was your childhood growing up?
I've grown up, obviously, in Scotland, where I'm originally from, a state called Governill. Very rough. I've grown up, a big family, different brothers, sisters. Dad in jail for life. I got moved around, got put in fucking foster care and that because of the domestics in that home and that. Growing up, were mad, different brothers and that. So it was like growing up, it was tough love really, but it wasn't the best of the family homes that I could imagine, to be honest, growing up. To be honest, my lad.
So, obviously, like you mentioned about growing up and everything, it wasn't the best.
Yeah.
Would you say it's made you who you are today?
Well, to be honest, you know what it is? It made me the person that I didn't really want to be inside. But that lifestyle growing up and everything else turned me into a savage.
Yeah.
Which turned me into a person I didn't want to be, but I had to be.
Yeah. So obviously, we spoke prior to this interview and everything,
Yeah.
and you've mentioned to me that you've recently come out of jail. You've done a 13-year stretch.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the reason you went into prison for, if you don't mind me asking?
So I was 13 at the time. My first offence was assault on my stepdad through domestic violence, beating my mum up and that. So I switched. That was my first offence, but that was because I was young age. It started from there. I started running home, but my first offence was I went for armed robberies at 15 and I went to secure unit. So, yeah, and I got slammed for it.
And how did you find, life in there? For your first offence, like what was it?
No, it was
like being
like the secure unit was
young offenders.
Yeah, the secure unit at first was more of like holiday camp, but as soon as I turned 16, that's when I went to young offenders. And to be honest, it was more survival in the jungle because everyone at that age, at young, yeah, they're on that hypeness, and a lot of them at 16 are doing life for madness. So in there, you got to be someone that you don't want to be either. And it's not a sort of age and jail and time that you can settle down, do your time, and get out. You get other adjudications, you get involved in things you don't want to get into, and you get involved with people that you don't want to, but you have to. But also, you meet good people in there as well that just made mistakes. You get me, that we're willing to change, but they can't change for they're doing life, for which they can't see the kids in that. So it destroys them as well. So I say young offenders, yeah, it's probably the worst because everyone's got something to prove. You know what I mean?
I hear that, and it's just like I've spoken to people as well who have been into jail life and everything, and they've got out, and they say that you can better yourself in there. I mean, is that true? Can you do stuff in there to better yourself, or when you do come out, like prepare yourself?
You can,
courses.
You can, but you can do all that. But when you're sat doing a big stretch, your mindset's different because you're missing people, and you've got people out there that are waiting for you. But you're not getting you're not getting out anytime soon, or you don't know what day you're gonna go in the showers, or you're gonna get nabbed up. You know what I mean? At the same time, but it can be a good thing because you learn things as well, like the things that you wouldn't think you could learn on the outside, but you have to learn inside. So it's a good thing if you've never been to school as well. And it gives you some time away when you're doing them lessons and you learn things. Like, that's how my music started off, to be honest. But mostly my music started off well as well. It's with the people and people I was involved with as well. So it all depends how your mindset is as well. If you've got mental health, it's hard to be sat in the cell for like 23 hours a day, you know what I mean? Especially if they're screwing you, being pricks as well. They got something against you and you fuck my lad, you know what I mean? If you're disrespectful, yeah, they'll treat you the way that you don't want to be treated, you know what I mean? System's fucked.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucked.
I get that.
The things I've seen, you know what I mean? Witness when it's not good.
So, obviously, you've told us about, your childhood. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
You've told us that you went into prison at the age of 13. You've been to young offenders.
Yeah.
So,
But I think it's
How
more.
come you've
I think
been?
it's more the anger and the fact of seeing what I witnessed when I was younger, and then stuff what happened. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about which happened to me. And I think I had so much anger, and that's how it started, and then it carried on when I was older with my mum's new partner, and I had so much anger, then I just below, and then I thought I had no family no more, so I started doing my own thing, which turned me into a savage, because life, like they state, life is like a jungle, you know what I mean? You got to survive, you got to be known out there to survive, you know what I mean? If you got no one, you got no job. And today you got to become someone or be someone to survive, you know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely think it's a growing up situation that has fucked with my head, to be honest. Yeah, definitely.
So like you did your first offence
Yeah,
at the age of 13,
yeah.
and then obviously and then what was the reason why you did like repeat offences? You know, because obviously you've mentioned to me you've been in and out of prison and everything.
Yeah.
So is it because like you've mentioned, you know, you've got no family, so
Yeah,
you obviously I'm led to believe that people when they go into prison they have like what they call it like a jail family.
yeah.
So people will
They call me a family, I'm saying it.
go back in
Obviously,
people who they've
but I think
been.
blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family in a way which they show me, which I never had. You get me?
Yeah. So I'm going to assume that that's the reason why you did, you know, multiple offences.
Yeah, it was more to survive.
Obviously,
It was
like what you
more to make money as well. You know what I mean? Because obviously I didn't have nothing.
yeah,
The first time when I was young, I was like 12. I was homeless. You know what I mean? I was on the street, bro. Like I was 12, bro, going through a hard time. You know what I mean? Trying to end my life a lot and so depressed and. You know what I mean? I'm not ashamed to say I was self-harming. I was in a dark place. You know what I mean? I didn't have nobody at 12, and then things started going pear-shaped, and then more violence every time I come home. So yeah, I'd say I would do most of these offences because of that. But then it turned into from that I started enjoying it because I was making that sort of money and I was getting them sort of things that I wanted when I was younger, what I didn't get. So then it turned me into that mindset of wow, I'm doing this, I'm getting away with it most of the time if I'm not getting caught. And then obviously making the money, but then you don't think the outcome that you're never gonna get caught when you do it again. No one's
yeah.
untouchable
No,
like me, you know what I mean? You think you can get away with things that easy, but no, I don't.
I get that. So obviously you've mentioned as well about like your reputation in the area that you are in. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Would you say
You
for
know what it is like.
you being known for what you've done and who you are? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I see it in two different ways. Like, I see it in both. Like, obviously, I've got a name all over. People know me from Sheffield, South Yorkshire, basically, or inside. But it's a good thing because when you are walking the streets, because they know your reputation, they're more unlikely to fuck with you or fuck with the people around you because they know what you're about. But at the same time, when you're trying to change, and you've got kids and that, it's a scary game when you're walking these streets because people do know that reputation and people never forget the things that you did to them in jail or on the roadside. You get me? So it's one of them things that's a good thing and it's a bad thing because people will realise like who you are. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing depending on what you done to them or what's the reason. You get me? If you're cool with them and everyone knows it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, yeah, that's part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I get that. Also, I want to ask you about something else which you mentioned to me. Um, so you said about gang affiliation as well and getting out of a gang. How did you find that? Like, obviously, I know it mustn't have been easy getting out of a gang and everything. Like me personally, I don't understand like what you have to do to get in it, to get out of it. Like, what are the repercussions or anything? So, how did you find it getting out? Like, was it easier for you, or was it pretty hard?
What
Or
it is, I did it for the right choice as well. Like, I'll explain why. Like, I did it for the fact that most a lot of people on here or that watch this don't relate to this. If they be through the street life, the state life, the gang life. So good hanging about with them, yeah. Making all this dough, making all this money, looking after you for a good while and that. Doing things for them, doing favours for them and all that. That's all good, yeah. But you know when you're sat in a cell, in a jail, or wherever, so, you got no letters coming in from them. You got no money coming from them. and you definitely got no visits coming from, oh, we're gonna come and see you, rah, rah, rah. So you're getting all, you know, in the morning, getting ready for the visit and that, and they don't show up, bro. I've had about 4 visits in the base of 13 years, my lad. Yeah. So I started to realise, like, yo, if that were them, bro, you know what I mean? I'd be coming to visit every week. I make sure you're patting, you get me, because you looked after me, I look after you, that's all. Family and bros, you eat, I look after you, look after me. Which I won't get in that. You get me? So I thought, you know what, fuck this. Listen, you're nothing to me no more. Listen, you weren't riding for me. I did things for you that you guys did not do for me. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna be my own man. I'm gonna make my own decision, and I'm like, nah, I'm done with that. You know what I mean? I'm still cool with the lads, but the thing is, like, even though I left that sort of life, they're okay with it, but some are not. But
Yeah.
obviously, getting in, getting out is a hard thing. But people will realise not everyone's always got your back as it seems to be, you know what I mean? But it's one of them ones.
Yeah.
People realise sooner or later.
Yeah. I totally understand that. Like I've just mentioned, then me personally, I've never been in that position before, so I can't really say like, yeah, I
Like,
understand
only people that
100%.
have been inside and people that have realised, well, will only understand when you're getting no visit, no money, and nothing getting brought in from your own people that you rolled with. You start to realise they haven't got you like the people that got you right now. So when you find good people and a family and you got it all in your hand, take it before it's too late. Before you are doing life in jail and you sat there thinking, wow, I can't see my kids, I can't do that. And that's when it starts entering your head. But your boys will be your boys, aren't they? They'll be there when they want to be, and that's not how it works. And it's not how it's supposed to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So going back to like prison life and everything, obviously you've mentioned that you suffer with mental health. How was it like with the mental health plus being in prison? Like I can only imagine it was like a living hell for you, because the justice system and the support from the UK, it's shit,
Yeah,
basically, innit?
it is. It really is. And there's a lot of things I don't understand with the government and especially judges. Like I don't understand how wrongings and stuff like that get more time than people that sell things to survive. But also, yeah, the prison life, it's not good with the mental health as well because you don't get the support and all you get is disrespect. You get laughed at, and then the screws, they absolutely take piss out of you. You know what I mean? It ain't good. It's not good, and it don't help your mindset as well because you don't get no support like that. And when you do ask for help, you get it thrown back in your face. And then obviously, some people do a lot of mental health things inside to get section rah 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 to get out of the prison sentence, but at the same time, when you actually have got mental health, nah, you don't get noticed at all, bro. You just get thrown in the back of the queue, man, lad, and it's not good, and it fucks your head more because you wish you could talk to someone, but you can't. You get me? When you do it a long time, and yeah, and then that's when it turned into me going to mental health and fucking getting section myself. Which if they stopped it soon enough, it wouldn't have ended where it ended.
So you mentioned as well about music in prison.
Yeah.
How old was you when you started music?
To be honest, it was more from being in secure unit, listening to folks like my people rapping and that. And then obviously I think it was one day someone managed to get a beat on and start messing about, freestyling and that. And then the boys were like, yo, that's hard, that's a bar. That. And I thought, yo, that was a bar, you know what I mean? From then I started doing it, and now it's more freestyle. As soon as a beat comes on, bro, that's it. I'm ducking it. But at the same time, that's how it started because I had that time, which was a good thing for my head as well. I could explain and express how I was feeling at that time, and you know what I mean, or what I'm going through. A lot of people relate to that life. Instead of rapping any song, I just tune someone up and blast someone in the face. People would rather listen to, you know what, that's what I've been through. You get me, like, so that's deep. You know what I mean? I relate. That's real life. You get me? Not, oh, I've got a big chain swinging around making fucking 10 fucking grand in my pocket. Nah, they want to hear real life story. That's what I started doing. So most of my music, yeah, is what I've been through. See?
So obviously you're making a return back to the music scene.
Yeah.
What's the reason why you want to come back to music and everything?
Obviously, I want to do the music thing more solo instead of being involved. with the boys doing the music when I could. A lot of people say I could go further on my own. You get me? So yeah, I'm thinking about just doing it myself and firing back on myself. You know what I mean? Just myself.
Is there anyone that you have in mind that you'd like to, work with, like collaborate in terms of music? Is there people
Yeah,
from your
I
area?
got Nick and Wish, bro, and Nick and Wish. Obviously, I got a shout out my people as well. Obviously, no disrespect that they're good as well. So we obviously collaborate with a few of my people. People I definitely would collab with these people like Mazda L20 and stuff like that, Meeks and like K Coke and that. Yeah, that'd be blessed. That jumping on something like that could be them. That'd be good. Yeah, but that's only a dream. You get me? That's a work in progress.
Dreams can come true, my
Yeah,
friend.
if you
Dreams
work
can
hard
come
for it,
true.
bro, if you work hard. But yeah, they're definitely the people that I would make some bangers with. You get me? Especially Mazda because he's had that life. You get me? Now he's got a youth on the way. So now he understands for the
Yeah.
gang life, and his bars are hard. You get me? It's true, like you get me, true life story. Even though it's the gang banging shit as well, but that's part of it. Obviously, that's life. But you can hear his pain. You can hear it's all real. You get me? And it started from rapping in the song.
This is the thing though, with music as well nowadays. A lot of people try and be like fake gangsters and everything, and it doesn't work for them. And when they get called out for it,
Yeah,
they shit themselves.
and
But you know well what it's like to be in gang life, in prison, in mental health hospitals and everything. You've lived that lifestyle, so you can actually sit there, rap about it, and people can relate to you
you know what it
because
is?
you've
And a lot
actually
of these
been through your.
rappers as well. I'm gonna shout this out here. A lot of these rappers are crap because they're rapping about things that they never did, never lived, or never done, and never had. Like. So a lot of people that will just jump on a mic and do a quick video on a KTN with a bit of money, what they probably got from DLA, bro. And they're making out like they're making all this money. And they're doing this and doing that, which I don't really, I rate people that are simply a fact, are spitting real life. If they've got it, that sort of money and sort of stuff, then you can rap about it. But when it comes to like rappers that don't live that lifestyle, when they get noticed or people know him and they're like, they say you don't even do that, you don't even make that money, you still making cups of tea for your mum at home, bro. You get me? Like, come on, you get me? Like, don't come back with this life saying you lived it and you done this and done that, bro. You still probably cuddling fucking teddy bears, bro. Mad.
So
Too many fake
doing
people than
doing
real.
music in prison, yeah. So like doing music in prison, how hard is it to do? Because obviously like, I've been told getting a phone's not easy in prison, and it's if you know. So doing music in prison, yeah, like recording it all off your mobile phones and everything. You know,
Yeah.
how do you go about doing stuff like that? Because obviously mobile phones are hard to get by. Well, they're hard to get in prison, aren't they? I've been told that anyway.
Yeah,
So
the contraband, man, the contraband. You get extra time if you get caught with it. And you're definitely going down the block. So, yeah. But yeah, it's one
I
of
mean, also,
it's one of them things like
go.
if you know people and stuff like that, it's yeah, it's easy to get in a way, but then there's that risk of extra charges. But like most
Yeah.
rappers in the scene who come from jail, they did it on their phone and that's how they did it. So it's that risk to take. So it's the way of getting it in, how getting it in, which I'm not going to talk about. So
I have a suspicion of how it gets in, but obviously you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it. But I think a lot of people who are watching will have a
yeah,
understanding of how it all works
yeah.
anyway.
Obviously, if they're streetwise and they've lived that life, they'll know. They'll know. They'll definitely know.
Yeah. So is there a message you want to send out to the people who are watching this on YouTube right about now? Is there anything you'd
You
like
know
to
what
say
it
to
is?
people? Shout out to anyone?
Yeah, I want to shout out the real ones, not the fake ones. But also, the message is, yeah, realize your life and what you got before you lose it and it's too late. And you know what it is? Live your best life, man, before it's too late. Because I've lost too many friends, and you know what it is? Stick to your dreams and follow them before it's too late. Because trust me, when it comes to that time, you will regret it. And then Everything else, if anyone's seen this with mental health and that, instead of keeping it quiet, speak about it if you're a man and not. Don't make it any less. But yeah, shout out everyone who knows me. And shout out for this fucking podcast as well, my lad.
No worries, thank you. But yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode. We are going to wrap it up and everything, as Tiny's phone's on like 10% probably, like around about now. So we are going to have to cut it short and everything. So thank you for coming on to the podcast.
Yeah, man.
And once you've got into the studio recording your songs and they're ready to be released, make sure you send them over to the podcast. We'll play them each year, and go from there.
Yes.
That's it for ladies and gentlemen, and from our special guest as well. See you in the next episode.
I don't want nobody like I want you. Oh, to my body like you is